Hello everybody, happy December. It is cold and snowy outside, and luckily we had safe travels back. Today I want to talk a little bit about what is a guardian ad litem. That's something that I have been since 2021. I am a guardian ad litem in the Lake County Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court, the difference being whether the parents were ever married or not. A lot of times I talk with my private clients about whether or not we should request a guardian ad litem. And I always generally think it's a good idea, because what a guardian ad litem ultimately is responsible for doing is to provide the recommendations of the best interest of the child to the court. So part of what I have to do when I get appointed as a guardian ad litem is, there's several duties listed out. So one you have to do is become informed about the facts of the case and contact all relevant persons. Observe the child with each parent, foster parent, guardian, or physical custodian. Interview the child if age and developmentally appropriate, where no parent, foster parent, guardian, or physical custodian is present. Visit the child at the residence or proposed residence of the child in accordance with any standards established by the court. Ascertain the wishes and concerns of the child. Interview the parties, foster parents, guardians, physical custodian, other significant individuals who may have relevant knowledge regarding the issues of the case. The guardian ad litem may require each individual to be interviewed without the presence of others. Upon the request of the individual, the attorney for the individual may be present. Interview relevant school personnel, medical and mental health providers, child protective services workers, and court personnel, and obtain copies of relevant records. Review pleadings and other relevant court documents in the case. Obtain and review relevant criminal, civil, educational, mental health, medical, and administrative records pertaining to the child, and if appropriate, the family of the child or other parties in the case. Request that the court order psychological evaluations, mental health or substance abuse assessments, or other evaluations or tests of the parties as the guardian ad litem deems necessary or helpful. Review any necessary information, interview other persons as necessary to make informed recommendation regarding the best interests of the child. Then there's a ton of training that I have to do every year. There's a 6-hour course I have to take. But the bottom line why I do it is, as everybody knows, I have 4 children myself. And so I feel like I'm pretty good at meeting the children where they are, meaning I don't show up wearing a suit and tie and out of touch with what kids are doing these days. I mean, especially if they're younger, I know what books they might be into or what characters are on their t-shirts or their posters, and I'm able to get a pretty good rapport with them quickly. And I think it's good, a good service to do for the community. Now, it is very difficult. I mean, as a father, it's very hard for me to see children who may be suffering through parents fighting or addiction or abuse. And I certainly could not do this as a full-time job. I try to keep a few of them going at a time. But too many more would get me burnt out. Ultimately, if the parties don't settle, what I have to do is write a written report and recommendation 1 week before the trial, where I lay out my entire investigation, what I did, what I've uncovered, who I talked to, and what I think as the guardian ad litem would be in the best interest of the child. Now, ultimately, the magistrate is making that decision, or the judge, depending on the court. But it is a lot of weight, because most of the time, if you've done a good report, the magistrate or the court will use your recommendations for the most part. So it's usually, if you've written a good report, the parents, neither one of them are too happy, but you're not on the side of either parent, as the requirements lay out. You're on the side of the best interest of the child. So anyway, that's a little bit about what a guardian ad litem does, whether you're considering one in your case or not. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, I think it's good, because ultimately what these cases boil down to, and what every parent should want to know, is what's in the best interest of their child. So have a good week, everybody.